Hello world, this is DJ Deuce, aka The Natty, and soon to be world's best kept secret. And I'm here with College Beats.
Hell yeah, man! Thanks for coming out. I spoke to iGrind, trying to have him come out to the jam, and I don't know if the Wiz has a non-compete or what exactly the situation is, but he sent us Ace Deuce and DJ Ghost.
Yeah, I honestly don't know what their situation is with their contracts. I don't know if there's a non-compete clause in there. I don't know if iHeartRadio has anything to do with that.
Yeah.
I know he hit me up. It was like, yeah, College Beats. I'm like, yeah, I heard of College Beats. He was like, yeah, they're having a little jam session, and I was thinking it was gonna be like 5 or 6 DJs just going back and forth, just having a jam session. It's like, no. When I got there, I was like, no, it's gonna be like you having a set. I'm like, oh, okay. I would have prepared more for it, but
Sure, and I think you even got 2 to 3 tries, right?
yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'm sort of like, especially with like things like that, I'm sort of like a perfectionist.
Absolutely.
I'm sort of anal with
Planning
it.
is definitely key, for sure.
Yeah, if it's going to go out, I'm like, it has to be up to my standard. I'm sort of anal with those types.
That's
of
the same
things.
way that I am with quality, and that's that's a really hard thing, especially when it comes to production too. Big shout out Cody, our creative director, that we've done such a good job with the Freestyle Friday and the DJ Jams. Our quality is really made with Cody in mind. And so without Cody, it's really hard to produce the same kind of quality content.
Absolutely.
And I've got these opportunities for music videos and different things like that, and Cody's more interested in more corporate gigs, because there's just definitely a lot more money. And one of the first things that we talked about when we were walking around the shop is just really the economy, the entertainment economy in Cincinnati. Could you speak on that a little bit?
Oh, absolutely. Like the entertainment economy in Cincinnati, I mean, to be honest, compared to cities like Atlanta or Memphis or LA or New York, I mean, it's
It's
not
not
a
even
secret.
comparable.
Exactly. It's
Apples
not
and
a secret that
oranges.
we're light years behind. And I think it's because we do a lot of things, like you said, that are, like we said when we were walking around in the shop, we do a lot of things like where it's
It's
still
almost
the
fronting.
19
It's fronting,
Yeah.
basically. It's basically like just wanting to say that you're doing something for the sake of
Hey,
saying you're doing
I'm
something.
a rapper. I'm about to blow, even though I think a
The
good
planning aspect, how
yeah.
you were talking about, how important planning is.
Exactly. I think 50 to 60 people, 50 to 60% of the people, a lot of times, in the deep, dark crevices of their mind, are just doing it just to front because they aren't willing to put the time and the effort to actually.
They're not
put
very
in.
serious, and I think
Yeah.
that I like having this place this far out because it really eliminates people that aren't serious enough.
Exactly.
It's kind of like a BS filter, in a sense that, not everybody's just going to be, invited out to Kanye's Wyoming development facility.
No, you have
You
to.
know.
You have to.
You have to earn it.
Yeah, exactly. You have to earn it. You
Yeah.
have to show that you're not on
Yeah.
bullshit. You have to show that, hey, he's a serious artist. He's somebody
Yeah.
that Kanye actually loves and respects
and believes in and that's a statement that I can make because from an interviewer's perspective, like we talked about, not only am I the personality, but I'm also setting up all the cameras, setting up all the lighting, remodeling a 3,700 square foot building that, for me, I'm not really hitting licks. Like the only people that I give my time to are people that I genuinely believe in.
And that's showing that you have genuine dedication to this, genuine dedication to the game, and genuine dedication to your craft and what you love to do. Because not everybody's going to want to set up this camera and this camera.
Or I'm insane.
I mean,
Trying to do the same thing over and over again and
Yeah.
expecting different results.
it is the definition of insanity.
But I think I do need to pivot to more corporate type of gigs as well. That I have came into the culture, and I try to be as respectful as possible and give as much value as I possibly could. But like we said, the Cincinnati economy, especially for an outlet. You talk about donuts and alcohol. You talk about Double Sin. It costs money to print magazines.
Absolutely.
It costs money to purchase professional radio quality microphones. And
Nothing's free.
Yeah.
And like I said, those other outlets like LA or New York, they have major outlets where they can contact people to get into those major lanes where they, okay, maybe I don't have the money to purchase a microphone like this, but I know somebody up the street who might have access to iHeartRadio or Power 105.1 in New York where I can get access to that after
and I think
hours.
that's the different thing between iHeartRadio and Radio One, because what I've also heard about Radio One is they may be a nonprofit. Do you know that?
That is something that I just found out right now. I did not know that.
Yeah, like at least it was told for me. So this isn't like my opinion, but that this may be one of the reasons why, that they approach different things. And whereas iHeartRadio is a little bit more
Corporate.
proactive, more corporate. And so that's also something that I've been thinking. And we talked about I'm going to call it Project X or Playlist X. I'm not going to give it a title yet because I'm going to wait until I'm done.
Let's keep it top security.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's, we're about 6 minutes in. That was enough, kind of small talk, because this is the first experience that we're having to chop it up. So guys, like, this is super raw. Like I was saying earlier, that majority of the time when I am interviewing people, I have already had some sort of relationship. So I have different things to pull from. So, this is, your opportunity to give me a little bit of an introduction. So what I'll say for my first question would be, what was your inspiration to get into music? Was it the situation you were in? Was it the friends around you? Or was it a specific artist, DJ, or is it a combination of all three?
It's sort of a combination of everything, like, culminating from my life. So, like, when I was growing up, I had a semi-musical family, but it wasn't like, okay, my mom sung or my dad sung. My mom can't sing a lick. God rest her soul.
Yeah.
My mom couldn't sing a lick. My dad didn't sing. But the thing is, my grandma in the church, she was a singer. And also, I had both sides of the music business to draw upon, because my oldest brother, growing up, he was in the music business for over 20 years, ever since I was about 7 or 8. Like, he lived in Atlanta, lived in New York, was a manager for a lot of people. He was a manager, I think, on the Up in Smoke tour. So, like, seeing that side in
Up
the
in
corporate,
Smoke, whose tour is that?
So the old Up in Smoke tour was an old tour in the 2000s. I think it had Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre. It had like a whole A-list of like top dogs in the West Coast at
because
that time.
Up in Smoke, like, is that a Cheech and Chong reference?
Yeah. So it was on that tour that he had like Snoop Dogg. I think it was around the Chronic 2001. So it was like you had Dr. Dre and Chronic 2001 at an all-time high. You had Snoop, and he actually worked with them during that time. And so he's worked with a lot of different artists on different things. He also worked with the label that was around a long time ago, that Tyrone Hill, the basketball player for Xavier and played in the NBA. He had a label called All Net Records. He used to work on that. So being around, growing up and seeing how he moved and seeing like getting new music and seeing how he used to have to grind and go from this city to this city, and just seeing that aspect of it made me see like, okay, sort of the structure. So I had an interest of the structure of learning. Hey, I want to learn behind the scenes, just not just learning about the glitz and glamour of the person in front of all the cameras.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, that if you aren't a valuable piece to the pie, are you really going to be around for very long?
Exactly. And that's also one reason why I always sort of gravitated to not just being, I want to be a rapper or anything like that, a person in front. I always sort of had the idea of wanting to be behind the scenes, because I felt like those people, number one, make the machine run, and also they're around much longer. You can name 10 rappers from 10 years ago who you don't even hear from now, but
Tyga.
Yeah.
Tyga.
Who?
So, you've
but
got
Lear
a lot
is
of
still
that.
here.
Yeah.
You still see the same managers and the same
Jimmy
label.
Iovine.
Exactly.
Yeah.
In one form or another, they might have started a new company, but they're still here. So those types of people, they've always intrigued me. So that was, I say, the first part. The second part was I've always had a sort of weird knack for music, in a way, sort of like in high school and college, I was always known as the guy who, if you wanted new music, you come to me, I upload your iPod, and you pay me for it because I always had the new music. I was always the guy walking around campus with my headphones
The
on.
plug.
Yeah.
The plug.
I was always just chill, didn't bother anybody, keep to myself because I always had my headphones in. I was just vibing out to the new music. I remember in college when I was playing football, they wrote an article. They put that in the article. It's like, you always see him walking around campus with his headphones in. I was
What
like,
were you listening to?
in college, a lot of Wiz. My favorite artist all time is The Game, so definitely Game, Wiz, Cole at that time. Game sort of introduced me to Nipsey, RIP to Nipsey Hussle. So about 2009, 2010, I was listening to him a little bit. Mac Miller a lot. That Best Day Ever mixtape.
Yeah, R.I.P. to Mac as well.
Exactly, R.I.P. to Mac.
Yeah, I was a big Kid Cudi fan around that time as
Kid
well.
Cudi was dope. Also, speaking of Tyga was on
Tyga
fire
back then,
back then, because he had those well done mixtapes, and one of my best friends in college.
And Soulja Boy was killing it back then too, right? Or
he was
starting to...
he was starting to fade about that
Yeah.
time. He was like because I graduated in 2009 from high school, so he was like,
Yeah, I don't want any Soldier smoke. So
no,
you know.
I don't want any. I don't want any heat from Young Draco.
But have you seen those videos where he's been giving DJ Academic shit because he hasn't been covering them on IG?
No, I haven't
Yeah.
seen those. I gotta
Yeah.
check those out.
Yeah.
He
was
on
calling
a tear.
out DJ Academic.
He's been on a tear this entire 2019 though.
Yeah.
Just like he's coming for blood.
Absolutely. So that kind of handles a little bit of your inspiration. So as far as like, team wise, you mentioned some of the people in your family, like I guess you could call iGrind because that's the reason why you're here. Who would you say is your team?
As far as like quote unquote team, I mean iGrind's a big influence that he's definitely like put me in spots. Him and DJ Combat have definitely like given me great looks. But as far as like a team or a management team, a lot of stuff I handle myself. As far as like booking shows, setting up events, even down to graphic design flyers. 90% of the flyers I do myself because I have a background in that. I went to school for media, so audio, video, a lot of stuff I do myself.
Hell yeah.
Also, DJ Flyboy on the house scene, he's really been a big help. And definitely some other people. Oh yeah, shout out to DJ Primetime. We came up together.
Yeah, he was trying to get over here to do an interview, and I was like, well, you should just wait till you do the jam and then come over here for an interview. And not saying that I didn't want to interview him twice, and I got to chop it up with him at the Prince Cincinnati show at B&BT Arena, so I got to take a couple photos for him and vibe with it. But I've been real busy doing a lot of remodeling.
I mean, you should definitely chop it up. Like me and him came up like me. So funny story. Me and him were suite mates in college before we were even DJing.
Really?
Yeah. At a school called Kentucky Wesleyan. It was my first college, and so when we started like getting on the DJ scene, like we were like practicing in his basement. So, and that was like 3 years ago, and now
here we are.
Here we are.
Yeah, and I think Primetime's also really close with another big DJ in the city, correct?
Yeah, DJ Bandcamp.
Yeah, DJ Bandcamp. Like, what do you know about DJ Bandcamp?
DJ Bandcamp, he's a good dude. Like, I chopped it up with him multiple times, talked to him. He's one of those guys where he's one of the biggest DJs in Ohio, I would say. And he's definitely one of those guys he's not big-headed where he's not going to sit down and give you game on things. He'll definitely give you games on how to move, especially in your social media aspect and pretty much how you present yourself. Because that's the big thing that I feel like he separates himself from a lot of other DJs. He's an incredible DJ, but he also separates himself that his entire presence, from his social media presence to his aura when you see him out, that like, okay, this guy's lit. He doesn't even have to tell you. He doesn't even have to touch the turntable. You know, like, okay, this guy's lit. He's not the guy who's just like unsuspecting. Like, yeah, I don't know about him. You're like, okay, you just find out. Okay, this guy's lit. He's coming in DJing with his shades on. So you're like, okay, this guy really knows what he's doing then. So He's a guy who's definitely given me a ton of game, especially on the social media aspect, on how to just move on how to post certain things. So
Yeah, big shout out to DJ Bandcamp.
big shout out to
Yeah,
DJ
and
Bandcamp.
like I don't know if you knew this, but like I never imagined that I was gonna own a DJ company. That I really focused the past couple years on just basically networking within the industry, and Trevor, my business partner, really took it that direction. So this was his idea to do the DJ jams, and now that we've got the compound, I just wanted to have you guys out and get a chance to chop it up with you guys.
Definitely, I'm glad to be here. I mean, I'm definitely glad to be here, and I'm glad
Absolutely.
that I'm actually sort of glad that it's actually 4 out, because like you said at the beginning, it does separate the boys from the men. Like, okay, if you're really serious about this DJ Jams thing, if you really want to be featured on here, come all the way out here. And
Yeah.
I was like,
We have to also keep in mind, if I had a 3,700 square foot building in the city, I'd be a millionaire.
you are right.
So yeah, I mean it's all location,
I might be
location,
asking you for a
location.
loan.
So it's like it just makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
It just makes sense, and so and something else that I like asking, and it's kind of like within the same spirit of the compound / fantasy factory. If you could tell me, like, you could start off with talking about some realistic goals, stuff that you think you'll be able to accomplish, and then also kind of get more a little bit more
Rockstar-ish.
more dreams,
Okay.
dream chasing type of things, like different artists that you'd like to work with, or different projects you'd like to man. If you want to get into that a little bit, and then we'll basically wrap it up.
Okay. I say as far as DJ goes, like more practical goals, definitely. My more practical goal is to be able to do it full time. I've actually done it full time, so I can actually check this off on the list. I've done it full time at one point in my life. But to be able to make a good living and gain respect, not even here, but ultimately in LA, I would love to eventually move out to LA and make a name out there.
Do you have any relations out there?
Yes,
in LA?
actually, my brother actually lives out there, so and I have a couple of relationships out there, so I wouldn't be going out there just all willy nilly, not knowing anybody, but just to survive here and there, because I feel like out there, I mean, it's the cream of the crop. So, and I'm a big guy.
Big moves only.
Exactly,
Yeah.
big moves only, and I'm also a guy who pretty much loves competition.
Yeah.
I do love competition. I'm not just like the competitive guy where it's like, if we're walking to the car, I got to be there first. But no, but if I see a healthy competition, I'm like, I want to challenge myself. I want to push myself to be the best I can be.
Yeah, I like that.
Definitely.
I like that.
And also, I would love to one day DJ a festival. Love to be a main DJ on a festival with at least, I would say, 5,000 to 10,000 people.
Yeah.
That's one of if I can check that off, I'm like, I would be good. And to be able to DJ, I would just say to be able to DJ full time, where I can just look and like, I can wake up and like, I don't have to work a second job. I can just live off of DJing. That would be a good thing. Now more rockstarish, extravagant. Bucket list. I would like to own a Lamborghini and a sloth. I know that's weird. A Lamborghini and a sloth.
What
So,
about Teslas that are self-driving? Why would you want a Lamborghini?
I mean, Tesla's right here. I love.
Yeah,
I
but
like
they can drive itself. You
but I
don't
feel-
have
I
to
feel like
worry
that's
about,
I still feel like that's practical. Like,
You're
like,
talking about like the weekend car that
Yeah, yeah.
barely gets driven.
exactly. Like,
But
the
still have it as a
The
toy.
Tesla would be like an everyday car. It'd just be like something like it's nice. Like, okay, I see you doing things, but it's not like
Yeah.
you're just.
Well,
going
I'm
out of
a
control.
show for Tesla, so I basically have to.
You just be just-
every interview. I have to at least bring Tesla up in one part of the conversation.
I mean, I like Tesla.
I've got to boost the stock. I'm a big Elon Musk fan, and I don't know if anybody's ever seen my quotes up on the walls, but
Okay.
that's a big deal for me.
I mean,
for sure.
I really do like the I was talking to my friend about Tesla like a couple of weeks ago. I'm like, that would be like a good everyday car.
Yeah.
I have to find a place where I can find enough charging stations because I don't want to be doing like
well, especially if you're out in LA, they're everywhere.
Yeah. I've been out there and do have a plenty of like Tesla charging stations, Tesla dealerships.
Yeah, and I mean you can also charge at your house as well too.
Yeah.
You know, so if like the average car is like around 300 miles, you know, per charge, give or take, depending on how cold it is.
Yeah.
Are you really driving over 300 miles?
I put a lot of miles on my car.
In a week?
Not 300 miles in a week, but no.
But what I'm saying is,
100 miles in a week
what I'm saying is, if you
easily.
come home, you're going to be able to charge it.
Yeah. But then also you gotta
Like, what day are you driving 300 miles?
No, if I'm gotta drive that far, I'm flying.
Yeah.
But
Well,
LA is also very spread out.
Really?
It is very spread out. Like, if I was living in, let me see, if I was living in Torrance and I needed to get over to Burbank, that could take me quite a bit. Or Torrance, I need to get over to Riverside. That would be like an all-day trip,
Really?
a couple hours. Yeah,
Really?
yeah. I mean, LA is one of those type of places where
So that's something that I didn't know.
where it's like it's and in Cincinnati,
It's big.
yeah, and it's in Cincinnati. It's Cincinnati-ish in a way where it's a bunch of cities and neighborhoods put together. Like, somebody might say, "I live in LA," but they really live in Riverside, which is a different city, or they might say, "Hey, I live in the city of Torrance."
So,
they're
like,
in LA.
I'm out on the east side of town.
Yeah.
You know, I'm around the Eastgate, let's just say.
Yeah.
You know, but it's somebody from Eastgate saying that they live in Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Like 45 minutes out.
If you're talking to somebody, if they're here, yeah, they live in Eastgate, they live in Batavia. But if that person was talking to somebody from Kansas City, they're gonna say, "I live in Cincinnati," because they're not gonna. That person from Kansas City is not gonna be like.
Yeah, they're barely gonna recognize Cincinnati.
Exactly.
You might want to say Columbus.
Oh, I know where Columbus. What's Cincinnati? Just point to the Cincinnati Reds hat, the place where they have this hat.
Oh, wow.
Even though this isn't a Reds hat.
Are you originally from Cincinnati?
I am. Well, I was born in Hamilton, which is 30 minutes north of Cincinnati, but I was raised here since I was 5. So
Yeah.
So basically Cincinnati. I mean, I have basically Cincinnati sleeve if you guys want to see.
Nice.
Look at my IG.
Nice. So where can they find you?
They can find me on Instagram at DJ Ace Deuce, DJ ACEDEUCE. Snapchat DJ Ace Deuce, Twitter DJ Ace Deuce, Facebook. If you really need to find me on Facebook, you can hit me on my business Facebook, DJ Ace Deuce, or my personal Facebook. But you gotta hop into my DMs first, and I gotta approve of it because I don't need you to be hitting me up about BS or
Exactly. Come correct.
Exactly. Unless it's business, I don't need any unwanted nudes or anything like that.
The farm is closed.
No,
so,
I don't want to say the farm is closed. I just don't want to see unwanted news, and then all of a sudden you get in your feelings. I'm like,
oh man, that sounds like trouble.
You better 6.
All right. But what I'll say is check out his DJ Jam, and it'll be coming out on Friday. Whether or not this interview comes out Wednesday, Thursday, we'll see.
Check it out. Vote it 1 to 10. If you like it, give me a 10. If you don't like it, give me a 9.5.
And
so.
what I'll also say is I want you to tell me a little bit about what you've thought of the other jams.
I thought they were pretty good. They were pretty they're pretty organic. I've seen a couple of them. They were pretty
Have
dope.
you seen your own yet?
I've listened to my own. I haven't seen it yet.
Okay.
So I'm pretty it's more of a battle type of jam, but it has a bunch of hits on it.
And there's another series that we could do, like DJ Reacts, where like we get the different DJs to react to the 10 previous
We can.
You know, have you ever thought about that? Like how raw could people be? Would it be entertaining?
I feel like yes, but then also I could feel like it could either be hot or cold. I feel like everybody's gonna big it up like, oh, that was crazy, even though they're not.
But you were saying from like a competition standpoint, right?
Or they could be like DJs can also be very, very snobbish, where they can be like, it can be something like DJ craze type
Well,
level.
it also depends on your guys' relationship too.
Yeah.
You know, because like I said, you know, the previous DJ that we had from 2 weeks ago, DJ Solo B, I hadn't really recognized him. He really pursued me on Facebook, and through his persistence, you know, I'd call him very, very persistent because, you know, and I talked to JDough, and JDough co-signed him, and everything was cool, but I wasn't expecting to have him on, you know, so his whole demeanor and his whole relationship triangle, you know, him coming from New York, you know, and I think he went to the Ohio Media School as well, so he does know some people, but, you know, as far as DJ Wavy Mo and Hope and Stone and Xanity, like, they're all friends.
Yeah.
You know, and, like, I'm all about transparency. You know, so in this, you know, the same way that this is your first experience doing this, this is our first experience producing this.
Absolutely.
You know, so I appreciate you coming out, man.
No problem.
You know, while the camera's still rolling, we're on 26 minutes. We've got both the cameras rolling, so we should be nice and lit.
It's lit.
It's lit, boy.
All right.